An Aeromexico 787 pilot is getting some special attention after having his request for a low-altitude flyover Amsterdam published online. The request to Schiphol Air Traffic Control was to fly over the Dutch capital at 4,000 feet, with the request taking place sometime after 22:40 local time on a Sunday night. Air Traffic Control thought this would have woken up much of the city and was thus denied. The flight took place on the evening of January 17th, with the Dreamliner taking off at 22:34, according to flightradar24.com. Luchtvaart News notes that the pilot requested a deviation from the usual flight path to fly over Amsterdam at an altitude of 4,000 feet with a Boeing 787-9. Here is part of the recording between the 787 pilot and Schiphol Air Traffic Control.
Yes, miss. Is there any chance that we can make a visual climb over Amsterdam at 4,000?
Fly over Amsterdam at 4,000 feet, confirm, you want?
Yeah, that's what we are requesting.
Well, that's not possible, sir.
It's not?
No, it's not. You have to fly the SID, Kudos 1 Zulu departure.
Okay, well, I was thinking because it was New Year.
Yes, but then the whole Amsterdam will wake up.
Okay, well, thanks anyway.
Next time you have to visit Amsterdam when everything is open.
Internet reactions certainly seem split on this conversation. Some are appalled that the pilot would even ask, while others applaud him for the courage to make the request. For those outside the aviation world, it may seem to be an outrageous request, considering it's just one individual's desire to move a 787 away from an established flight path for the purpose of getting a nice view. However, these types of requests are certainly not unprecedented and actually do take place from time to time. In fact, it was reported in April that FedEx pilots requested a low-altitude pass over Manhattan with an MD-11 freighter. In that situation, Air Traffic Control granted the request. In this audio clip, you can hear the pilot's delight at getting authorization to fly over New York City.
Whatever your discretion is, we're in no hurry today. 050 FedEx 3040. Wow, what a view. Left 030 FedEx 3040. 320-8000. That is unbelievable. Thank you very much. Okay, direct to Copenhagen, FedEx 3034 Heavy. Over your one. Up to 10, 12085. And thank you very much again, FedEx 3034 Heavy. Stay well.
It's because of situations like April's FedEx flight that adds credibility to the saying, "You won't know if you don't ask," as well as the variation, "If you don't ask, the answer is always no." However, where the pilot might be criticised is the fact that the request was made at nearly 2300 on a Sunday night. Whether it's adults having work or children going to school the following day, it's likely that a good portion of Amsterdam would have been sleeping by then, or at least getting ready to settle in for the night. Thankfully, the air traffic controller was aware of this and reminded the pilot of this fact. So, what do you think about this request? Was it out of line? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Did you know that we publish over 175 stories every single week on simpleflying.com? Be sure to check the link in the description for more great stories just like this. Thanks for watching, and be sure to like and subscribe before you go.